you could drop me off at any random location in Texas and I could find something to forage, something edible. My girlfriend told me about this app, Randonautica, that allows you to actually choose a random spot on the map. So I'm going to give this a try, actually. This will only be the second time I've tried using this, but you basically just set a radius, and I have it set to 4 kilometers, and then you press this start and it'll randomly choose a location. The first time I did this, it sent me to a forest fire. I'm not even kidding. There's randomly a forest fire in Austin today, and it sent me to that exact location. I didn't even make it there, but I noticed there sure is a lot of smoke around here. So there must be some sort of algorithm that's, possibly factoring what's going on in the area. Okay, so it's taking me to the George Washington Carver Museum, or roundabouts there. I'll have to check on my other map for the satellite, but let's see what's there. Okay, I made it. George Washington Carver Museum. Pretty interesting choice here. George Washington Carver was known for his improvement of soil for crops grown in the U.S., especially cotton. Credited with inventing peanut butter, but actually peanut butter was being made by the Aztecs as early as the 15th century. So, but he did invent a lot of commercial uses for peanuts and a ton of other stuff, and was instrumental in U.S. crop improvement. So obviously we got some chinkapin oak here. We know we can forage these acorns. I've just been kind of grabbing I don't know who threw these oranges out. You can forage those, but spots like these are actually pretty good for acorn foraging because people mow the grass underneath, and so there's a lot of clear space. It's hard to do that in the forest. So chinkapin oak, city plants these a lot. This kind of just looks like Quercus virginiana, but I'm not really sure. There could be a water oak. Yeah, I think that's Quercus albus. I'll have to ID that, but that's an oak. You can eat the acorns of it as well. Another chinkapin. So it's just too easy. Anything, anywhere you go, you can find stuff to forage. Here's one that's everywhere. Technically edible, but it's just tough. This is a cedar elm. The Haudenosaunee were known to eat the inner bark of some elms. They're probably using Ulmus rubra, slippery elm, possibly Ulmus americana. Here's some more live oak, Quercus virginiana. You can eat the acorns. Another Quercus fusiformis. That one also. They're basically the same plant though. Hackberry. Do we have any fruits on here? That would be nice. You can eat something, but I don't see any. This is sugarberry, Celtis laevigata. Edible fruits of those. And then we have some mustang grape. These are doing pretty well given the drought that we're in. You can eat the fresh leaves of those. Got a nice tart taste, and of course the grapes are a staple food. Here's some more of the mustang grapes. You can distinguish it as mustang grape by that pubescent underside. It's like a white color. Here's a good look at the hackberry. They're highly variable. Alternate, simple leaves. They kind of have asymmetrical leaf shape. Still not seeing any of the fruits on the hackberries. Anything else? Well, I think I've satisfied the requirement. Let's see what other place it wants to send me. Although I'm going to actually gather some of these acorns off camera here. So let's start. Engaging quantum entropy source. Oh, searching for anomalies. I don't know what this app is about. All I know is it randomly chooses a location. Okay. Well, this is just someone's house. That doesn't seem Good. Let's try again. While we're waiting on that, we'll see if we can find anything else. Here's some Thai vine or morning glory. The seeds of some of those species were historically used as a hallucinogen. Don't recommend that. Poisonous, basically. Okay, looks like you got another location here. Again, someone's house. What's going on here? Well, let me take a look at that map. Maybe it'll be a good location. Okay, well, I'm basically there. It's just sending me to people's houses. I wish there was one that was like taken to nature areas. Anyway, let's see what we got. This is Alamo vine, dissectus. I don't know any edible uses. Randonautica or giant cane. I don't know about eating it, but it's really useful. Just material for its canes. It's used for arrows by the Cahuilla. What's that? Now that's some sort of juniper. I'm gonna go with Juniper's virginiana just because of the form of it and the way its needles are spread apart. But ash juniper is usually the species in this area. This one might be actually some sort of cultivar. This is just someone's yard. Anyway, I'm not gonna mess with their trees, but you can eat those fruits. This one's producing a ton of fruits actually. Not going to be quite ripe yet. Might have to wait until the winter for those actually, but you can make a nice tea out of the needles, and also make it incredible incense. I always have some dried juniper needles in my house, and you can eat the sap, mix it with water, make a nice little drink. It's a ton of medicinal uses, also good for fire starting, whatnot. Now, let's try this one more time, but hopefully it sends me to like a nature area because this is lame. I don't know what the point of this app is or what most people use it for. Let's see. Back, start. Where is it telling me to go? Please give me nature. I see some green, Civitan Neighborhood Park. Okay, I guess it counts if you're within this circle. So let's check out this park. Okay, well here I am, and it's too easy. This spot is literally right at a pecan tree. Let's see, pecans. These are kind of smaller ones, but you can see the squirrels have been working on these. I kind of don't even bother with the small ones these days. I just look for the biggest ones. But pecans are probably the best single food resource in the area, nut tree at least, source of fats for sure. As far as plant foods, what else do we got in this area? It looks like they've planted a lot of possumhaw along this fence line. It's a Ilex decidua. I don't know any uses, but it looks a lot like yaupon, which has caffeinated leaves. You can make a tea out of it, black drink used by natives in the southeast for thousands of years. But these have a tapered leaf base as opposed to the oval shape of yaupon. Something's beeping at me. Oh, I don't know what's going on. This Randonautica is beeping at me. Stop it. Turn down the volume. Here's a redbud, common ornamental. You can eat these little seeds actually in these pods. They have these tiny little seeds. Let's see if I can break one out here. There you go. See that tiny little seed? You can cook these pods, sort of roast or toast them. They're pretty good with a little bit of salt, but the flowers in the spring or the very late winter, these beautiful reddish flowers are also edible and quite tasty. Here's some more red buds, and here's a Escarpment live oak, Quercus fusiformis. You can eat the acorns of these. This species has got a little bit of small acorns, but still worthwhile. All acorns need to be leached, or basically most or all acorns need to be leached, the tannins, so you remove it from the shell, crush the nut meat and turn it into a powder, and then run water through that to cold water ideally to leach out the tannins. You can use hot water, but it's going to remove a greater portion of the fats, which are healthy and good. They look a baseball. I assume it goes here. Oh, and we've got another pecan tree. Look, these are some bigger pecans. Oops, I really overdid the crushing of that one, but they're really delicious. I'll leave that one for the squirrels to pick up. But I'm actually going to gather these pecans because it's a large nuts on this one. A highly important food resource among Southeast natives historically, and a very early trade item of settlers. Chinkapin oak. See, the city always plants that. They also plant bur oak. Bur oak's another good one to know for the acorns. The acorns are huge in those, and being planted, they're often in areas where the ground beneath is cleared. Here's some Texas mountain laurel, Dermatophyllum secundiflorum. The seeds of this are one of the most poisonous things you can find as far as plants. Here's one inside this pod. Let's see if I can break it open. I don't recommend using your teeth to crush it, but I just did to show you this beautiful red beet. And just one of these can kill you. Was historically used by some natives in Texas as a type of medicine. I'm not going to go into the details. I've spoken about it before if you want to look around my videos. Here's a Chinese pistache. God, why do people plant this? It's so silly. So it looks like a sumac. It's actually in the Anacardiaceae. And you can see that one right there. From a distance, it kind of looks like it's a huge sumac, especially the flameleaf sumac. It looks a lot like that. But the fruits actually turn kind of bluish. This one's a little unusual in them being all red, though you can see some blue ones mixed in there. I've seen some sources saying that the seeds inside here, if cooked, can be made edible. It is related to the actual pistachio. You can see the similarity in the form there, so I'm assuming you need to sort of crush that and get to the endocarp inside. But I've also read that the young leaves, when cooked, can be made edible, but relatively useless tree that everyone seems to like planting. I guess it looks nice. Maybe birds like the fruits. But here is actually a flameleaf sumac, and you can see this has a winged rachis, so that central part of the leaf is got some little leaf parts beside. I don't know how to describe it, winged rachis, but these have delicious fruits. It looks like they've all fallen off here. But another use of the sumac that I've kind of just invented myself is I chew the leaves if I have a sore throat or a cough or something. It's just highly antimicrobial, and more than anything, it's just a species that I'm always coming across, either this or skunk bush sumac, Rus chilibata. So I just chew on the leaves and keep the cut in my mouth and swallow the spit, and it seems to do some good antimicrobial action on the throat. But the fruits are where it's at, and you can soak those in a little bit of water and make some sumacade. So anyway, I'm done with these random locations. Foraging in the urban areas can kind of suck. I'm gonna stick to my tried and trusted many undeveloped areas, still in an urban area, but undeveloped nature instead of this parkland. But I'm gonna grab some of these pecans, boy.